Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a overview for the current events going on in global. I didn't record the run, so instead we're going to do an overview of all current events, and I'm going to talk about each one. So starting off with the CPU chaos. The trick to this one is to kill the attack node first and not the defense node, because when you kill the defense node, the boss does a bunch of single target brave and HP attacks afterwards, and it's pretty much going to KO your character unless you have like Celeste to tank it, or debuffs like Vanille to lower their attack damage. So Celeste is going to be a very key player here, very key unit. But basically, when you kill the attack node first, the CPU only does object 199, which doesn't do any kind of brave hit. And at that point, you can use just, tank and heal strategies. Like, he can't really kill anybody because it's split damage between the whole group. And then you can just heal up your party and you'll never be at risk of dying. Versus if he does the single target HP attacks like delete program, you're pretty much gonna die. But Celeste, this is the team I use, Celeste, Rosa, and Ultimecia. Team pretty much crushed the stage and got max score. Not that surprising, but I did have to change my playstyle because at first I focused one of the nodes first, like I focused defense node first, but actually the strategy that is the best is to focus just the middle node. You just ignore the heal. They heal like 40k or 45k per turn, but that's kind of like peanuts in terms of what your team can do if you just focus the mid node. Like Celeste can do over 40k easily just by herself. Ultimecia has a free turn. She's going to go way over 40k per turn. And then Rosa does decent damage too. She tends to cap a lot, even though she's like the only support or attack warrior on the team a lot of times. She still does close to like 40k per turn. She kind of caps. I was really surprised. My Rosa has pretty good artifacts, but she doesn't have like full attack artifacts, just 108. But she's still doing really high damage. I've used her as soul support a lot of times, and she's pretty impressive. Okay, so that's the CPU chaos. Nothing too difficult in my opinion. No risk of dying if you play this correctly. If you go for attack node, you don't have to go for it first, but make sure to kill it before the defense node. I believe if you kill them at the same exact time, it's also valid strategy. As long as you don't kill a defense node by itself first, then you'll be fine, and he'll just do object 199. Okay, so moving on to Golbez. This is the team I used initially. Now Golbez is actually kind of harder because even though it's a single target boss, he's really tanky. He does a lot of damage. He gets a lot of bravery. He does resist magic, so that's a key point to consider. Golbez can bypass this because he is weak to dark all the time, so you really need his EX Imperil to make it work. And obviously this team is not even that good because Celeste and Rosa are both magic damage dealers, so they're gonna be hitting peanuts the entire time. So key units would be like strong single target units, like Cloud, Tifa. They would be good choices. Y'shtola is even a good choice too because she ignores magic resist. A lot of times she can just use HP plus that just bypasses all resistances, and then she can delay the enemy more, which helps your team. So a lot of people use Y'shtola Tifa combo for this. Celeste and Rosa are not really good choices. I use Celeste because the boss has a lot of magic attacks, very devastating magic attacks, and she kind of nullifies all of them. Warrior of Light's not a bad choice either. He can help your team tank and do some good damage instead, because Celeste is kind of like nullified in that regard. But Warrior of Light doesn't help shave at all, and I like Celeste more because she has less stand. Because sometimes the boss gains like 40k bravery or more, and if you can't shave that, it's game over. But Celeste can just tank it with less stand and survive. But again, I wouldn't recommend Celeste. I went in blindly, so I didn't even know the boss resists magic. That's why I bought this team. But if I were to do it again, it would be like Warrior of Light, Rosa, and like DPS. Or you can do this, Cloud and Tifa with Y'shtola and just launch. Something like that. Any of that should work. The only gimmick to the boss is, once he gets really low, he does this AoE HP attack where he gains bravery. So you can't even prevent him from doing that unless you're running Yuffie, but Yuffie is not good because it's a single target boss fight. So it's called a Bright Ray. He just increases brave. I've seen him gain 30k bravery from 0. So he gains like 30k, and then he does a magic attack as well. It hits your team, and then it does HP attack. So you're probably gonna die. It does, over 10k to your entire team, each member, and you're gonna get wiped out. So people have been using Setzer to prevent that. That's pretty good. Or just delay him with Tifa, Y'shtola. Paralyze him with Cloud. Paralyze works. He doesn't resist any debuffs. Or just out DPS him. Bring Golbez, use Synergy, and just crush him. The turn count is really generous. 130 turns. You can get pretty close to it and then still make the score. The score is very low. You can see it's 260k. So you could probably make it by hitting 130 exactly, or even over. You could probably still make score. Okay, the last chaos. We have 8 chaos. Just came out last night. In the team I use, I played around with this quite a bit. I had all the synergies. I even have Keistas. I have Golbez, 8 and King. So I played around with a bunch of them. This is the team I used that cleared very comfortably. Rosa, again, she's been on all the teams. Rosa, King, and 8. I tried at first Eiko with 8, but my Eiko I left at 0 out of 3, and she's not really a good choice. Kind of like holds down the team. If you can play around 8's targeting, like a lot of times he's not targeted all the time, and that's the down term that you can use to just like HP plus, use the jab hits or HP plus, which inflicts like large defense down on the enemies. So you can play around with that. You don't have to like spam his abilities. That way he lasts longer. And the trick with this boss is the boss spams a lot of magic attacks. So again, Celeste would be a great choice, great option. The boss is really fast once he does like triple status. He gets down on all his legs and he gets really fast. So a lot of times like he gets 2 turns in a row, or you might get one character that gets 1 turn before his other turn. And then he does a lot of damage too. So he might gain like 30k bravery or 40k, and that one character is not really gonna be able to shave at all. Even if there's synergy like King or 8. Maybe if you have high attack orders like Rosa, they'll be able to shave, but otherwise, not really. So I recommend, if you're going the tanking route, I recommend Celeste. Warrior of Light wouldn't be bad, but again, he's not really help you guys shave if the bosses has like 45k bravery. Yeah, good luck shaving that with Warrior of Light on the team. And he doesn't have last stand, so it's very dangerous. He's gonna be targeted. And then you can't use 8 if you're using a tanker, obviously. So I don't have Celeste with this team. I did beat it with Celeste, but this team is much more comfortable. Obviously, it should be easy because they're DPS character synergies, but Tifa should work nicely again. Y'shtola, there's no resistances here. He is immune to some debuffs, but you can use the same single target strong houses that we always had. Tifa, Y'shtola should work. Garland should work. Cloud doesn't work because of Paralyzed Immune, but that's okay. We have a lot of other choices. And in terms of defense capability, that's about it in terms of tanks. You can use attack down as well to help. Like Vanille could work. I just went offensive. 8 is technically the defensive choice because he evades all attacks, so the boss can't do any brave damage at all, right? He can't gain any 30k. He has a battery gain as well though. Some of his attacks he gains batteries after, even though he doesn't hit you at all, he just gains battery after the attack. And then 8 counters that attack and gets rid of his bravery so that he can't kill your team. Because I've seen him gain 11 or 12k battery, and that's still enough to one-shot characters. So that's why 8 is very good. That's why last stand tanks like Celeste in particular is really good. Or you guys can't beat it, then you can just wait for Zac. Zac is coming out in less than a week, and Zac should be able to tank this guy no problem. Keep taunt on him and take 0 from everything. If he can't, you can just pair him with Eyebrave auras like Rosa or Agrius to buff up his Eyebrave, and then he should be able to tank him no problem. And that's the strategy for this. The turn count is kind of low at 95, so it's kind of tight there. You do need to play it, pretty fast and bring some high damage characters. Ultimecia I've seen complete this, so you could probably do like Ultimecia Rosa and just go full offensive if you guys want, and that should be a valid strategy. But that's it for this overview. All the latest 3 chaos videos. So again, I apologize guys, I don't have a showcase. I chose not to record them because I was trying to experiment with the runs and just play at my own pace. I was kind of having a downtime with the game, and it wasn't that fun for me for a little bit, so that's why I held off from recording. But I hope you guys understand, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.